Hello everyone, I am Hacklebeast, casting NetWars Tournament 2012, an all-Polish tournament. Lots of entrants, there's no way I could cast it all, so these are the matches I will be casting. Just the top 8 players, with Mazur bowing out of the tournament at this stage, so we won't actually get to see him. Rather unfortunate. We're going to start in winner's bracket. Pike versus... Wow, my mouse does not show up. Alright, Pike versus Wohim. Get that out of there. In the top right is Wohim as the orange Zerg. In the bottom left is Pike as the yellow Zerg. Been a while since I've been able to cast a straight up ZVZ. Alright. I hope that's how you pronounce Wohim. That's not how you pronounce Wohim, because I'm putting the O before the H. Wohim? Home, if you have the I silent, it makes the O. Not sure. It's Polish. The Polish names are all weird. Alright. So, 9 pool for Pike. Putting the drone on gas. Most likely just for the extractor trick. Well, he could have done it by now if he wanted to. No. Okay. So Pike is not going to be doing the extractor trick. It is going to be for 9 pool speed. A very quick speed. And Wohim going for overgas. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so what overgas does is... obviously, you get the fit gas much faster than any other build you could possibly be doing at this point, but it's at the expense of just about everything else. You're going to have smaller Mutalisk numbers, your economy's not going to be too great, your spawning pool's delayed compared to something like the 9 pool. And Pike, well, he's got 2 guesses. Most likely he'll go short route first, which will buy Wohim a little bit more time, and especially with that creep colony coming in, Wohim should be fine. Ooh. But Pike is going cross first? Interesting. Pike going cross first. It's still not going to quite be in time to attack before... Excuse me, to attack before the Sunken Colony finishes. It doesn't need one Sunken Colony, though. Probably going to be a little bit hard for the Zerglings to just straight up attack it, especially with the drones drilling effectively, but it does open him up to some sniping opportunities. And if I was Pike, that's what I'd be looking for right here, trying to pick off some fringe Zerglings. Or maybe even that fringe drone. It's a really juicy target right there. So, the lair's coming up very quickly. Speed also not too far behind that, as he does have the extra gas for it, and he's going to have more gas than he could use on Mutalisks. Certainly more than he could with the minerals being a limiting factor, but also more likely the larva being the limiting factor here. Pike's lair is still a little bit behind that, as he kind of darts in and out. As the Zergling numbers start to grow, the effectiveness of this one Sunken Colony starts to diminish. And this is a very nice target for Pike. With so little health, and only the Sunken Colony to defend, as it's going to be a little bit harder for Wohim to get his Zerglings back there. That would be a... Ooh, nice by Wohim. That would have really been a bit bad if Pike had been allowed to place down the Sunken Colony. It would have forced Wohim to make some very risky engagements that he wouldn't have wanted to with a smaller Zergling count. Spire just started from Pike. Doesn't look like Pike's getting deep enough in to see the Spire. It would be a little bit of a risky move, but I think if he had gone for it immediately, like as soon as it was thrown down, it had less than 200 health, he would have forced to cancel, and that would have been huge for a player who's going over gas. Because if you take away the absolute only advantage your opponent has, a fast Spire, that might have been the game winner. But Pike's going to play it safe. That could have gone horribly wrong, and nothing wrong with just playing it out. If you think that your Zergling micro is superior, you're not afraid that you're going to lose some big Mutalisk battle, Mutalisks are on the way, immediately starting that +1 air armor. That's what you can afford to do. But Pike is moving in with his Zerglings. He's trying to get in there. He's killed most of Wohim's Zerglings. I don't think he's going to be able to. No, he's not going to be able to take out the Sun Colony. He's not even going to be able to take out many drones. I thought he would at least be able to get a couple of those. But a good defense from Wohim means that Pike's going to be forced to back off now that these Mutalisks are out. Ooh. Man, and Pike had a really long window there to get some kind of damage done. Looks like was thinking about getting the evolution chamber up, but with the Mutalisks distracted here, not going to be necessary. He's going to have plenty of time to get some Mutalisks out of his zone. Mazur's in the chat. Mazur, I'm really sad that you had to get a walkover here. I'm really sad that you started walkovering at round of 8 level, so I don't get to cast any of your games. It's like, goddamn it, man. Kind of the entire reason I wanted to cast the Polish Tour, because I wanted to cast like 5 Mazur games in a row. But no, man, you deprived me of that. Son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. There are lots of good Polish players, and Mazur is certainly not the only one. He's just very entertaining. But, obviously Pike and True Touch and South Park, all very talented Polish players as well. Very entertaining games under their belt. Wohim threatening to come in with the Mutalisks. It's going to be a little bit hard, as Pike did decide to get the Spore Colony. He doesn't quite have that much of a Mutalisk advantage, but he can... Oh, 1 Overlord, not so bad. 2 Overlords. That's really going to set Pike back. Not only is it 200 minerals, that's actually needs to be considered in the larva. You're producing off of just 1 hatchery. Mutalisk threatened in here, trying to attack the Spire a little bit, but Wohim pulls his Mutalisks back, and wow. Well, this is going to be a pretty strong attack from Pike. Even if he's not able to win an actual engagement, even if he's not even able to pick off that many drones, which he's already got 1 going for 2. Looks like a couple more in there. Still, all that mining time in a ZVZ, huge. You completely shut down all of his economy there. It did cost you all your Mutalisks, though, and you didn't get that many drones. I don't think Pike's going to have the production. It's going to be rather difficult for him. Going to have to rely on the spores, but that Spire's not in a good spot. Normally, Zerg players are so careful to put their Spires in good locations. But now Pike's going to be forced to make a 3rd Spore Colony. He should have been a little bit scared anyway. With absolutely no Mutalisk support, 2 Spore Colonies might not have been enough against that Mutalisk flock. +1's also kicked in. Not a huge issue when it comes to Spore Colonies, but certainly a big issue if Pike wants to respond with his own Mutalisks. Alright. Wohim coming in again. Going after the Spore Colonies first. That's... I don't know if that's the best he can go for here. It's just going to cost him a lot of shots on his Mutalisks. And the Spore Colonies are relatively cheap at this point. That's the kind of thing that Pike needs to get back into this game. Wohim throwing away a lot of Mutalisks on nothing but Spore Colonies. If he's taking out just this Spore Colony so that he can take out the Spire, then I like the move. I think that could be a really smart move, although I don't know why he doesn't just go for the Spire first. But that'd be okay in my book. If he's just trying to systematically take out all the Spore Colonies, though, I don't think it's worth it. I think he's better off just playing a little bit more patient, really taking an expansion. I really want to see him take an expansion at this point, and playing for a little bit later of a game here. +1 attack on the way for Mutalisks. Pike's +1 armor just finished. So, actually, both of their +1s are starting at very similar times. Alright, no upgrade advantage for Wohim. Quite common to see this when both players only have 1 hatchery, or lair in this case, and are just looking for ways... Ooh. Ooh. A little bit of fanciness there from Wohim, sending in some distractionary Zerglings. they actually managed to do a lot of damage to the Spore Colony. I mean, it cost Wohim 2 Mutalisks to do that much damage to this one, but able to get it with just a couple of Zerglings. And in the meantime, while Pike was distracted by that, Mutalisk coming in to snipe the Spore Colony that they started on. Now Pike is engaging out in the open without the support of his Spore Colonies. Does he think he has the Mutalisk advantage? It looks like he does. Wow, really? Man, I don't know how Pike knew. I don't know how Pike knew he would have more Mutalisks there. I knew that he was starting to get closer after Wohim was throwing away Mutalisks trying to take out the Spore Colony, but I didn't realize Pike had caught up that fast. He was behind by 10 or 12 supply at one point, and now it's dead even. Wohim built a Spore Colony of his own? I guess it's a little bit of a respect play. He was really messed up by that time. Pike brought back his Mutalisks and went for the counterattack. So Wohim, I mean, you're investing a lot in one Spore Colony. It's 50 plus 75 plus 50 plus 50 plus 75 for the Evo Chamber. That's like over 300 minerals. Okay, and if you take account like 300 minerals for the Evo Chamber plus Spore Colony, and then another 300 minerals for the hatchery, kind of explains why Wohim lost his Mutalisk advantage a little bit. So Pike has a full complement. Looks like Wohim will also have a full complement once he groups that Mutalisk in, and we do have 11 on 11. And oh, Pike flying in, not expecting Wohim to have expanded, not expecting those Mutalisks to be there, is going to eat a lot of shots, and Pike, he doesn't want to engage here. Oh, this is huge. Wohim's in a great position. He's going to be able to pursue Pike. Pike forced to just turn around and engage, and the +1 finishes. The +1 finishes just barely for Wohim in that battle at the absolute perfect time. There was only a 10-second difference between those two, but it was the absolute perfect 10 seconds. Pike! Oh, Pike! With the terrible timing for that attack, there's no way he could have known. With the unluckiness of flying his Mutalisks into Wohim's, and Pike is going to lose game 1. Now, I'm going to go back to this. We are casting the top 8 from this tournament, and this is Defiler format. If you're familiar with Defiler format, you know exactly how this works. If you're not, it's a little bit confusing. But what it means is that the winner's bracket is best of 3, the loser's bracket is best of 1. If you lose in the winner's bracket, you go down to the loser's bracket, so you're not completely out of the tournament. And the winner from the winner's bracket plays the winner from the loser's bracket in the grand finals, where the winner gets a 1-game advantage. So since Pike versus Wohim is in the winner's bracket, it will be a best of 3. In the top right, we have Wohim, now as green. In the bottom left, we have Pike as blue. Man, Pike. It's that razor's edge, man. It gets us the nature of the beast when it comes to ZVZ. Well, it was a terrible coincidence for Pike that he attacked when his opponent had +1 and he did not. But that wouldn't have even mattered. Yeah, it just wouldn't have mattered in the end. What really mattered was Pike took 2 volleys. 2 volleys of Mutalisk shots as soon as that battle began. And that's, what, 13 damage? 13 damage times 11 times 2? What's 13 times 22? 260 plus 26 is 286. 286 damage on your Mutalisks. That's like 2.5 Mutalisks gone. Like that. It's not quite as bad as that. It's a little bit better, but still. Oh, you can't recover. You cannot recover in a ZVZ when you take that big of a hit, and everything else is even. Alright. So Wohim with the 9 hatch. Overgas into Whoa, okay, okay. Right, my bad, my bad. That's like obviously what he was going to do. For some reason, I thought the drone was going to throw down a hatchery, and I was like, what is he doing? Oh, he's doing something completely reasonable. Okay. Okay, that's good. Probably should have saw that one coming. Interesting. Both players going for an in-base hatch. Pike going for the 12 hatch, though. His opponent going for a 9 hatch. What I was going to say before I got distracted by the spawning pool, Wohim going for 2 really odd ZVZ builds. In-base 9 hatch and overgas. I mean, they're not completely unheard of. They certainly have a role in the ZVZ matchup, but they're just really rare. You don't see those kind of things. Oh. That actually reminds me I need to set my Skype to do not disturb. So if and when somebody sends me a message, I do not get that annoying sound. What? Why are you putting your zerglings there? Okay. Either Wohim is hiding his zerglings? No, Wohim just doesn't know the map. Oops. Somebody doesn't play Electric Circuit. Somebody doesn't play Electric Circuit. I kind of really want to see the WTF island map. No, you figured it out. Okay. Okay, everything's fine. Even gonna bring a drone. That's a very early drone. And Pike. Oh boy. I wanted to say Pike had the big advantage here, going for the 12 hatch compared to the 9 hatch, because he'd be able to produce at the same level, but throwing down this hatchery invests a lot of minerals, and does give Wohim a little bit of an opportunity. If Wohim's able to beat Pike here, it's going to be an overwhelming victory for him, but he doesn't have a very large window to do it in. And the drone. I still don't know if that drone was intentional. Maybe he just accidentally selected it. Wohim lost too many zerglings in the beginning there. Pike, gonna move out, gonna try to counter, but he does need to be careful. There are a lot of zerglings here from Wohim. If a couple more of those happen, Wohim will take the advantage again. More reinforcements coming in for him. He might have it now, but Pike going for a little bit of a surround. No, kind of. Semi-intentional, semi-accident, allowing his zerglings to be caught like that. He kind of got a good arc, but Wohim got the jump on him a little bit, and now he's at a little bit of a disadvantage here against a lot of Wohim speedlings. Oh man, Pike needs to be really careful here. This hatchery has finished. He can produce zerglings off of 3 hatcheries. If he just needs to stall, that's not good for stalling, losing all your zerglings. You need to keep your zerglings alive, keep them off of this hatchery. Don't let that hatchery go down, because if you save this hatchery, you absolutely win the game. Zerglings trying to come in again. Oh, Pike's backing off really far and allowing Wohim to get the good surround on the hatchery. It's going down 200 health, 100 health, and the rest of them are just going to target fire it down. Wohim taking it out. Pike, he was doing his best to delay, but he just got a little bit too laxed, and now he does not have the production advantage over his opponent. In fact, he'll be at a production disadvantage once that hatchery finishes from Wohim. Nice job canceling the egg. This is a good move there. It's going to at least save 50 minerals. And after losing 300 minerals on the hatchery, he could use all the minerals he can get. Producing zerglings off of 2 hatcheries as much as possible. Maybe it's time to consider a sunken colony. Maybe it's a little bit too late to consider a sunken colony. Holding him off for now. These 5-kill zerglings, man. Oh, is Pike going to... Pike was trying to expand again? He does have a lot of minerals. just banked here as he's not mining gas. No, no consideration for a lair at this point. Oh, man. Pike GG's. Pike GG's. It's EVZ series so fast. I forgot to even update the score. But Wohim takes it. 2-0.